Henry County Commission, Henry County, Missouri, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025, 23rd day of the October term. The Henry County Commission met pursuant to adjournment at the courthouse in Clinton, Missouri. Those members present were Jim Stone, presiding commissioner, Mark Larson, North District Commissioner, Jake Bradley, South District Commissioner, Kelly Marriott, County Clerk. At 9:10 a.m., Commissioner Stone brought the meeting to order. The minutes from the Thursday, December 18th, 2025 meeting were read. Commissioner Larson made a motion to approve the minutes. Commissioner Bradley seconded the motion. Motion carried. Expenditures for the following departments were approved to be paid: payroll, buildings and grounds, court administration, elections, sheriff revolving fund, road and bridge, law enforcement, GR, juvenile, University Extension, 27th Circuit Treatment Court, employee benefits, general county government, coroner, inmate security. Commissioners reviewed senior citizens tax relief applications. Dennis Bowers reported that the bridge on Southeast 100 Road in Bethlehem Township is now open. He also wanted to remind commissioners that we need to do a pipe bid for 2026. Commissioners reviewed and approved the following budgets: Law Enforcement Training Fund, Inmate Security Fund, Law Enforcement Fund, Sheriff's Civil Fund, Sheriff Revolving Fund, Court Administration, GIS, Road and Bridge, General Revenue, Prosecuting Attorney, Victims Advocate, Tri-County, and a few changes to the previously approved Assessor's Fund, Law Enforcement, General Revenue, Collector, Treasurer, Employee Benefits, Juvenile, and Emergency Fund. Anna McCoy and Carol Scott attended the commission meeting in regards to the senior tax freeze. Ms. McCoy wants to address the qualifications of seniors who have their property in a trust. She presented the commission with a letter asking as a formal inquiry and demanded for the approve of her mother's tax freeze application based on the county ordinance and state law. She quoted RSMO 137.10520 SB 756 and the county ordinance number 2025-0529. There was discussion regarding different trusts. Commissioner Larson explained that the county would have to do some research on this and as they need a legal opinion. Commissioner Larson made a motion to approve the following budgets: Law Enforcement Training Fund, Inmate Security Fund, Law Enforcement Fund, Sheriff's Civil Fund, Sheriff's Revolving Fund, Court Administration, GIS, Road and Bridge, General Revenue, Prosecuting Attorney, Victims Advocate, Tri-County, and a few changes to the previously approved Assessor Fund, Law Enforcement, General Revenue, Collector Treasurer, Employee Benefits, Juvenile, and Emergency Fund. Commissioner Bradley seconded the motion to approve the aforementioned budgets. Motion carried with a roll call vote. Stone, yes. Bradley, yes. Larson, yes. Commissioners reviewed a contract with attorney Ivan Schrader for 2026. Commissioner Bradley made a motion to go into contract with attorney Ivan Schrader for 2026. Commissioner Larson seconded the motion. Motion carried with a roll call vote. Larson, yes. Bradley, yes. Stone, yes. At 12:54 p.m., Commissioner Larson made a motion to adjourn to reconvene at 3:30. Commissioner Bradley seconded. Motion carried. At 4:05 p.m., Commissioner Stone opened the meeting. Commissioners reviewed the proposed 2026 Henry County budget. Commissioner Larson made a motion to approve the 2026 Henry County budget to lay. Commissioner Bradley seconded. Motion carried with a roll. Larson, yes. Bradley, yes. Stone, yes. At 4:18 p.m., Commissioner Bradley made a motion to adjourn the meeting. Commissioner Larson seconded. Motion carried. I fixed the typo in the paragraph that begins commissioners reviewed and approved, and the prosecuting attorney had a weird apostrophe in it.
Oh, I see it.
Any other changes?
Nope.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded to put the one correction. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, correct. You know, stamp it. Oh, I'll get you one not being there. You have one? Where's
What's
that?
that? Minutes?
I just reprinted, it's fine.
Here, she's already done. Okay.
I did it.
So mine was fine.
Bet mine too.
Thank you, sir. Jim, you want a piece of gum?
We don't have
Gum?
any bills,
No.
Pardon?
so we don't have any bills today because we're in
That's right.
budget hiatus.
You're
So
right. Good. You were turning it off.
I just hit print again and it
Done
remembered.
all three.
So you all
Alright.
get new copies.
Perfect. Thank you. What time is Aaron supposed to be in?
10, I think.
10. Wonder if we have to try to call Dennis and have him come in early.
I didn't have any,
Hmm.
didn't have any tax freeze applications that they gave me today. I don't know if you,
Applications.
the tax
Okay.
freeze applications that the.
Oh, tax,
collector's
they didn't
office-
give any?
They didn't give me any today.
Okay.
So unless there was some in that stack that you brought up, I don't
Nope,
think we have
nope,
any.
they
others.
wasn't none. Should we call him?
Might as
Because
well.
we got time, maybe get that handled.
Say, depends if, well, Ted's probably in town.
Hey, Dennis, would you have time to come on in early? We got Aaron at 10 o'clock. Okay, thank you. All right. You're gonna try to be here in a little bit. It's that same letter she wrote before.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. Huh? When? That's all. That one, we. Yeah, you probably thought.
We just happen to have this one in our house, so I'm using.
That's fine.
I probably should put some
I got
tennis
tennis
balls
balls.
on the back legs or something to make it slide easier.
Coffee?
Thank you, Jim.
Baby. Can you put weight on it?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's like when you- I'm not sticking a knife in my chest.
We're gonna start jogging.
Right now, it doesn't hurt. What?
Start jogging.
When am I gonna start jogging? I hope I can.
Well,
In fact, I
that's
was
gonna be your-
terribly optimistic. I'll have to prove this citizen. Let's see. Doesn't look too good. Okay.
No, we haven't got anything.
I don't see it. Picture of it. See the dark lines on the kneecap. Little pieces.
Yeah, then you cracked her pretty good.
Yeah, just gotta roll
Has
another
Aaron
couple
seen this?
degrees for the
Huh?
back.
Has Aaron
Oh,
seen
yes. He said he's got them.
What they would do
Said
is-
she sent a letter about it with him.
Well, they could, but they took measures risks all of that.
Right.
I see why she's sensitive, but I see why she's sensitive, but
Yeah. I think there's more in the story.
Next Monday, and see. if
Right,
it's
well,
moving too much.
They got it
If it's
all.
not too far, sometimes it'll grow.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's
Yeah, you
Well,
don't-
I've had
legality
problems
now,
with
isn't it?
toes,
Litigation or heading that way.
Well, what-
Mhm. So running again, but. So.
That's why I walk.
See the damage.
The dark line that goes all the way through.
The patella sits in front there. It's kind of hard to see the outline.
Yeah.
It's a round outline. And this shadow here, that's all the breakage,
Yeah.
various pieces. So they just want to make sure that doesn't move around anymore.
So if it doesn't move around, it could heal it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. They could put some
It-
silicone in there.
Was it?
I can see a little.
Silicone cushion a little bit too.
That's a picture of why I walk.
Why you walk?
I don't think walking would have helped you. If you
A
would
long time ago.
if you would have caught this the way I did, I don't think walking.
Walking's better for your breath.
Same kind of thing kind of happened to my wife who was pushing an old pickup into the shop.
Talk to her.
She
about
put her
it.
foot right there on an oil slick that I didn't realize was there, coming off the trailer. Bam! Right on her kneecap. A year later, she finally went to the doctor and they ended up having to do surgery. I think it was just dislocated or maybe it was shattered. I don't know. She had to have knee surgery though. It was rough.
Just see.
I hope you don't have to though, because it's a brutal surgery from everything I've heard
Mhm.
and what she told me.
Well, it has its own problems.
Recovery, I guess.
Yeah. Leave all that hardware in there. And that can cause trouble, especially if I'm gonna do what I want to do. Might invade that.
Now you supposed to be
You
a
just put titanium in the
That's what they put in my hip.
Whack it off with the sawzall.
I could get one of those springy blades.
Hey. Yeah, who's that one? I don't know. I can't remember the name. Had a springy blade.
Aesthetic.
Hmm.
the prosthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Got some pretty fancy ones they give the athletes.
Well, this one here was an Olympic runner, and then I think he's in prison for killing his wife. But
That's the guy from South Africa.
yeah,
He shot his girlfriend.
yeah,
Short there, see.
Oscar
I know
or
we
something.
got-
I think.
Trained with
Check with him here in a minute.
Huh? It's comforting.
I was never in favor of him competing in David Lloyd. He was a mediocre 400-meter runner, and he had that blade in there. He was all of a sudden top 10, and he wasn't a winner. Definitely, he had an advantage. Took him a while finally to stop doing that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, they let him run. I just don't think any of that ought to be allowed.
Dennis said he was coming in.
Yeah, he's gonna try to be improving. Should we go in a closed session and talk to Dennis?
Don't think that it fits under any of the
I mean,
reasons for that.
Well, yeah, but you're gonna put it out there for everybody, all them, the rest of them. I don't know, cause the road where they haven't been.
They're gonna find out anyway.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I talked to Dennis about it yesterday afternoon, and I don't think it fits in any of the statutes for closed
Okay.
session.
Then, okay.
Oh my. We've got when's the well, it'll come to me in that.
Rudyville? Rudyville,
That's in the end of February.
Yeah.
The casing, next casing
25th,
of January.
26th, and 27th of February.
Yeah, I've got that written down. I just didn't know if you knew when the next Casinger meeting was,
Oh, no,
or West Central meeting. think. I sent something a while back.
Jim you were gonna take the week of the 12th, is that what it is?
No, be the first week of February,
First week of February.
January through the 5th. I'll let you know for sure. I haven't really got all that pinned down, but I want to talk to you first.
I think you're good to go.
Right. I didn't know what to do about this. So we took it. This is one of the community members out at Windsor. The Amish community. Very limited on IDs and voter ID card. I mean, they don't do any of that. So I've verified. I know him forever. I know he lives there, so I've verified that he lives there. That's his location. Is that going to work?
If he hasn't got anything else, I mean,
Well,
So
it's not in the deal. That's the worst thing.
what?
And what our requirements are.
They're just getting some of the word around that in the community. So there's going to be some more.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have non-driver ID with no picture. But it's not the correct address, but he doesn't have a voter ID card to do that. Because
It's
we
not the
changed
correct
address.
address either.
Well, we've changed addresses out there on 2 highway. So,
Because of 911.
huh?
Because of 911, right?
So, I mean, it's the same place he's lived for years, but so anyway.
does he have any information? I mean, other than
Mm-hmm.
nothing.
They don't have a voter ID card because they don't vote.
Don't have anything.
They don't.
We got tax paper.
Yeah, we got tax papers, but I mean,
I guess
It's not an
it's
ID.
personal property
You
tax,
can't
don't
use
they?
that as an ID.
anyway,
Get your, whatever we got down, that we have to have. That's
I mean,
gonna
I
be the
got
big
the
work.
deed with his name on it. I know that I've got his non-driver ID, so that's. I know that that's him,
Right.
and I know that he lives there.
Right.
And he's got tax papers saying that he pays taxes there. So I'm just gonna bundle all that together and bring it to y'all. Y'all can do what you want to.
Maybe we ought
We're
to
gonna, yeah,
reach out to.
we're gonna have to figure out something anyway.
You're
because
gonna
the
have to
lady
make sure you
came
got
in.
them, you got those, you got the
We're gonna have to
Trusses.
figure out.
trust. All them. We got,
I agree.
if we're gonna do one, we gotta get everything
Because-
Well,
straightened out.
that's it.
Because Jim Hetherington is another one that's the same way. He lives in his house that he's lived in for 40
Yeah.
years, right next to the shop. But it's
Yep.
it's in the son. I mean, it's in the trust name, but his son's the trustee, not him. But he's the one that pays the taxes. The taxes come to him. He pays for them. It's
And
all
by the
his.
Missouri statute, we've got to adjust all
Well,
that.
see, just like ours, same as mine. Just change the one thing. Just changed everything.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Well, we're gonna have to make our ordinance line up with what we're asking for. That's actually where the issue is. Because we're saying in the ordinance one thing.
Yeah.
And then in this, it's a little bit different. Because that's what she brought in, the way that she presented it, she's right. We basically have to allow it. But once we do that, now all the people that we didn't allow. So the question is gonna be, and this
I don't
is
even know
above
what
my pay grade, it's kind of like, who do we get to find out what we can actually do? Because even if we do it like now, it's not gonna be retroactive. I mean, it'll be the way it goes next year, not this year. So,
We ought
I
to
mean,
discuss with the attorney.
yep,
I tell you
Yep.
what, I get, yeah, like I said, it's hot. I can, you can go down, I can blow holes in a lot.
And you can go to, even in this town, you can go to multiple corners and you get a different opinion.
That's right. That's the trouble, you got
You can shop for the one you want.
this whole deal.
So anyway, I think since he just happened to have that, he was able to get everything notarized. And he's got, and it's 911 deal, just like all the other 911 deals. So I think we'll be able to bid on this one. But I think that there's probably going to be, leg, your knee.
Good morning.
Narrowed it down.
Oh,
Hey, how you doing?
Morning, Ted. How you doing?
well, I'm ready for spring.
I think a lot of people are ready.
I'm 79 in March. It's cold weather ain't green.
No, not one bit.
This here's
Don't
not-
agree to me.
this ain't no contract or nothing. I just had them look over what my proposal was. And if they agreed with it, they signed.
How'd last night go?
Jesse Christmas.
Yeah.
How'd it go last?
Everybody signed. Davis Township's willing to give up, the unit one with all the attachment, blades, chains, oils, anything that goes with that machine. And then they're gonna throw in a 10-foot brush hog. And in return, Henry County will take care of their routes for $200 per year at a dollar amount that was set by us. And that's what it basically boils down to at the end of 4 years. The only stipulation was is Davis wanted, their roads, plowed first if the snowstorm came in.
We like the first one.
Sure.
That's,
Hopefully,
I think- Yeah.
I mean,
And
I'm forgetting big when I get too old. I can't have 2 townships 71-mile road. So
if,
this
if
helps
we,
everybody.
if we wanted to leave it out there for a little while,
Huh?
would that work?
To what?
Leave it everywhere it's
Yes,
parked.
it's in shed.
That'd be-
And then, I made it pretty plain to them last night that, it's gonna be used in that, it could be used in other townships, it could be even used in their township on that Beavertail project if we would put a price in to maintaining the road. But that, when we're doing the Beavertail roads, that don't go towards their $200.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
We set a price to them and then they pay us.
Yep.
We talked about it. I thought it just benefit both parties.
I like the idea. What about, you said 2 townships. You also do White Oak, right,
Yeah.
Ted?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What about White Oak?
I'm gonna do it right.
You're still gonna do White Oak?
I got 71 miles and about 35 both. I'm just doing away with days.
Okay.
I just can't keep up.
Okay.
You know, when the weather gets good and rain, you gotta go. Can't be both places. What? So
well, yeah, but whose grader are you gonna use doing white?
they've got their own.
They got
Oh, they got their own, okay.
That was
So
gonna
it
be my
doesn't
next
matter.
question too. I couldn't.
2018 machine.
All right.
Got new machine.
Perfect.
I mean, I like
Okay,
the machine.
yeah.
So we need to draw up a contract.
We need to draw up a contract. If you guys so choose to vote that way and go that way, you guys need to draw up a contract or, have an attorney or somebody draw it up. It's above my pay grade.
Mine too.
So, but, then you 3 commissioners assign it and there's 3 board members assign it.
Sounds good.
I think it helped everybody out. I've got to slow down.
Yeah.
I don't know where you are.
As I've explained to you, it's a 6-wheel drive machine. So it's got chains, it's got spare blades, it's got a front V plow on it.
Tires in good shape.
So, no, tires are in good shape.
This, machine was just, I don't know, I've run it since it had service. It done 500 hours service a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
No, 20th of November.
You ain't even got your bill yet.
How many hours you got on it?
I want to say around 46, 4700. Oh, I should have got off machine. We could get off machine.
I'm just curious.
I went out, took some pictures today of it this morning, and I was gonna show them to you, but Walmart Photo Center don't open till 10 now.
I basically, I figured out what I put in last year is about 215 hours, around 200 hours.
Yeah, about 200 hours a year.
And anything, if we go over their 200-hour limit, or max, whatever you want to call it, then Davis will just write us a check for the
Hours.
hours that we went over at that dollar figure that we set.
Okay.
I'm trying to be fair to it. I want to get rid of that brush hog. I get tired of hearing about it. I told them I'm gonna place. I've got a 15-foot.
I don't blame you. I'd get tired of hearing about it too if I was you.
I get tired of hearing all about it, everything it does. I just thought this would benefit everybody.
Yeah.
And I'll be 79 tomorrow. I got
Well,
stuff.
But with this in mind, as you guys keep this in mind and vote on this, to do it or not do it, just remember that I'm gonna probably have to have somebody that's got motor grader experience, because I'm the only one out there that's probably ran a motor grader for any time frame. And I just can't see me doing my job properly and
Jakey?
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
This brush hog brand. It's
Yeah.
5 foot
Wing,
wing.
Yeah.
It's heavy duty.
we used to have one all the time ago.
I just want to get something that's off my back.
Oh, I think it's a great idea, Ted. I'm glad to know everybody on the board is
Yeah.
also for it.
Well, you know, I talked to one Friday and I talked to the other Wednesday and filling in. So,
I mean, you all are still, yeah, but you all still have the power, if you will, because you're going to tell what roads need to be done.
Road needs to be graded or something. People call me, I'll let him know.
Do they have the authority to do that? I guess.
I put it in
I'll
there
check
that
that.
the board president will contact me on these Cart Rock roads and any roads that need to be bladed. That way, I'm getting them from him. I'm not going out there and saying, okay, this needs to be bladed, and they don't think it does. So I left it up to the board president to make contact with me.
That way it doesn't cost you all 200 hours.
It's heavy used or it ain't. And I always picked on the heaviest road and the biggest taxpayer.
Okay.
And some of them dead end roads don't use, they're still all right. There's no sense in hitting.
I understand
The
that. I live on a
legality,
dead
do
end
they
road.
have
So
authority
I
to
live
do
on a
whatever
dead
they
end road, so I
want?
understand.
Do they have
I got
authority
3
to
major
do
roads
road
that get handled.
All right.
Yeah.
We
You do.
And one of them.
give it to us on those terms.
Yeah.
One south of
I don't know how that
Right.
all stands.
I would think
I
so.
would think that, but I
They're
don't wanna,
still,
we better have some.
they're still in charge of their roads, so we're just performing the service for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't see where there would be an issue, honestly.
I didn't catch the question.
Well, do they have the authority to just get rid of the grader, sell it to us, and then us blade the road? That's fine. But I guess the big thing is, have they got the authority, once they've bought that, to go ahead and discard that grader? That's why I just.
I wouldn't
going out
see
there
why
today,
not. We could check in on it to be on the
That's
safe
all.
side.
I just wanna make sure we're covered, or we're covered too, all of us.
I mean, yeah.
Huh?
I was the one around who bought the sheet, you were around. Get rid of it. Right.
Well, what
I'll say
thing
it
is,
sells.
but that's what
sells
you gotta,
sale.
I guess that's what I'm thinking. I think it's a great idea and I'm all in for it too, but I just wanna make sure everybody's on the same. Cause you're gonna have other people out in township.
That's right, right there.
Huh? They all know it.
Ted, did you have somebody come down to preserve, do this, the maintenance and the servicing, or did you guys do it
No,
yourself?
I don't touch it.
He has Murphy come down.
Murphy,
and-
okay.
No, no.
I assumed, but I wasn't for
I
sure.
just run. I don't- All changed and all marked stuff.
Okay.
That's got all records.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, his budget's gonna have to be amended.
Well, we could have to do that.
We can do that later on in the year. if
That,
we need
no,
to.
we can, and we can do it before we approve.
Yeah,
That
'cause
can be
he's gonna
amended.
have to have somebody.
We can do that, cause we're not done yet. It's just late. I think it's a great idea. Make everything
To help everybody out.
Do we need to vote on it today, or can we wait until we get a contract?
Well, you vote on it, then make contact with you.
I don't know. That's, I'm not too sure on the
Um,
step to go from here.
I mean, you can I don't know for sure. I think you
Okay.
can probably vote on it, but you're
Well-
still gonna have to.
I would go ahead
Vote on
and
the actual
Make-
contract.
make a motion to accept the terms of the agreement that's come through, pending the outcome of the contract to be signed by both parties.
Let's go ahead and make a motion to do that. And then make sure what we're doing with.
Yeah, then you can approve the contract.
That's
with
right.
Another motion.
Sounds good to me. I just,
think probably Chris Sugar and them could do that for us, take care of it. if we
Probably.
can. Okay, that'd be all right. That way, just wanna make sure we're covered. That's all. That'd be,
I don't see no issue though.
okay. A lot of things, I don't think, but it comes back.
I give you too much.
Okay,
I make a motion to accept the terms that's laid out in front of us to go into a contract with
Davis Township.
Davis Township.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and second to go into contract with Davis Township with what's laid out. And make a contract out. Okay, that being said, voice roll call, Mark,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Jim, yes. Motion carried. Okay.
Okay, the next thing on my plate, did any of you commissioners give West Point subdivision permission to do some concrete repair or, bring their roofs up to par or anything like that? Or have you, any of you guys been?
I talked to the president of their,
HOA.
yeah, that's it. Thank you. And I let him know he had to get a hold of Clinton Township. Because they had some busted up concrete. And this has been a while back, but I don't remember if they talked to Bob or
I
Don
don't know
or
either,
what's the issue?
they didn't barricade their holes and somebody drove off an 18-inch hole and busted 2 tires.
Well, that's always interesting.
And, his Harley Davidson pickup don't have cheap tires, I don't think. So, he came to me and I told him I did not have anything to do with it. And, he gave me the guy's name and I said, well, he's a concrete contractor. So that guy was giving him the runaround, said I was just hired to finish the work. So anyway, he was trying to find out who was actually contracted to do the work. So I thought I'll let him know. I told him once that I'm sure West Point got a hold of Clinton Township, Clinton and them worked out a deal, and that's how the concrete, but I have no idea how the hiring or firing or anything was done.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it since I can't remember the gentleman's name.
And it's been a while back
Okay.
when I was even contacted about it.
Yeah, I don't remember the guy's name for the president of the HOA, but super nice
Super
guy.
nice guy.
Very understanding.
So Anyway, I'll let the guy know that he needs to get a hold of Clinton Township and see what aspects that they played in the role of it, because the HOA president informed them that they got a hold of the commissioners and the township, and that's how it's all developed and processed and everything.
Yeah, I don't think there was an issue with work, but as far as barricading it and not barricading, I don't know. I didn't even know the work was being done, to be honest with you. I just
Yeah,
remember they talked
they
to me.
went out and done a bunch of curb repair and replacement of the roads and stuff, and then this guy come along and boom, boom through the hole and blew out the tires.
Must have hit it hard.
So
Okay.
the guy was real nice to me about it. He's just trying to find out
Yeah,
whose insurance company he needs to go talk to.
I'd say that's
So
pretty fair.
Jake,
Yes.
we might have an issue out there on Denise Terry's place.
Okay.
She's wanting that whole curve marked.
Down by the bridge.
No, up by her house.
Okay. The entrance to her house.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's wanting that whole section down to there marked and around the curve and up. And I don't have a problem marking it. But when I pulled it up on Integrity yesterday, her driveway actually goes across another person's property to get to her property. So if she's wanting to move that fence all the way up to the 20-foot mark, she cannot do that without getting some kind of legal description or something allowing her to take over that section of property.
Okay. Have you talked to her about that?
Yes,
Or?
sir.
Okay.
I just found this out yesterday afternoon as I was getting my stuff together to go out and mark that stuff.
Okay.
But if you pull it up on Integrity and look at it, Nichols owns that
Yeah.
whole corner there, where she's wanting to move her fence out to.
She probably knows that.
Uh,
Wouldn't you think she knows that? She would know that, wouldn't she?
I would figure, but I'm not assuming anything.
Yeah, that's a good bet. I wouldn't know either. Okay. Okay.
So I'll try to make contact with her today and let her know before I mark that out. She better make sure she's got some kind of, because she don't know that way.
That could be a big, big problem.
And I don't want to mark it and then
Somebody else owns
under
it.
the impression that they own it and it belongs to somebody else.
I don't blame you. Somebody would get upset. There it is.
So otherwise, we're getting some equipment serviced. We finished up Northwest 51 Road. We had to go out for Fields Creek Special. They asphalted that road this last year. They had several spots that was had drop offs. So we went out and filled them up with dirt and got that sloped for them. And then at their mailboxes and driveways that had drop offs, we had to put rock in several of them. So we got that all done last week. Otherwise, I don't plan on starting any bridge work or anything for a little while. We're getting ready to start probably next week, make a run throughout the county and get all the 911 signs put back up. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Excuse me. See, let the guy at townships know that they could be. How do we do those 911 signs?
I go out, if they're missing, I put them back up and send the bill to the townships.
Okay.
We went through this last year.
I thought we did. Try to let everybody know that they could be receiving a bill for.
Now, if it's a faded sign or a sign that is just where you can't read it or something like that, then usually I just re-sticker it and
Okay.
go on. And don't send a bill. But if the sign's completely gone and missing and stuff, then we have to get it back up for 911.
Okay.
So Mark, you got anything? Jake, you got anything else?
Is that the same way for just regular signs that they're missing?
I do not know what regular signs they have out there or don't have out there. So I rely on them to call me and say, hey, I want stop sign put up here or speed limit sign put
Okay.
up there or something like that. Just like Osage Special called me the other day and told me that after we put up all them signs, I think it's on 451 or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're wanting them on 800 now too.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to go down there and put up speed limit signs for them on 800.
Okay.
So, and that bill goes to them,
Okay.
and they know. So, Jim, you got anything?
No,
Miss Amy, you got anything for me? Anyway, guys, wanted me to express to you guys thank you for last Friday. They appreciated that.
Deserve it.
Anyway, I'm out of here. You gonna get somebody to type up the contract?
Sure. Yes.
Just making sure you're not
Bye.
throwing that on my plate.
No, you done said that's above your pay grade.
yeah.
See you,
Alright.
Ted.
Bye, Tim.
Well, I guess that's one way for the
Wow.
townships to still have power over the roads.
Think it'll work out. I think it could be a great deal and take care of some other problems over there. Just like there's some of these townships that they can't get anybody to do it.
We'll have to figure out a price per hour for,
Other townships,
pardon?
for the other townships.
Yeah.
Maybe you need a little coffee?
No.
I guess first thing, do we want to go over here and talk to Krisha, or should we just go over to West-Hill? Talk to him.
To get a contract for this.
I guess my big thing, I want to make sure everything's done properly, because I guarantee you there's probably going to be some backlash from some of the people. I don't want to do that.
Who do you think, I mean, when you say backlash, from who? Somebody in Davis or
In Davis,
Township?
the 2 or 3 of them raise a bunch of cane. I mean, that's what I can't understand why, but that can happen. Even though it's a good thing for the township and the state. They may not agree to what's on the paper.
True.
And I guess before I go here and talk to Krisha, I didn't know where, maybe we need to talk to her first.
If we could get it done for nothing, then
Be
I
a
would
lot
say-
better than, hey,
because
okay,
honestly, yeah, I don't think this would be that hard to write up.
no, I don't,
I mean, I honestly.
I know that.
Oh, I don't think it would be. It's just, I think what Jim's
Well,
getting
good
at,
morning.
the hidden thing that
Yeah,
someone
that
might
you
come
don't
knocking on
know
the
will come up later, that we need an attorney to figure this out.
I mean, it may just be
I hope you've had a discussion with them.
Well, yeah.
certain wordage to
Fucking
cover
boy.
everything.
Statement of the, good, how are you guys?
Good.
Good
Statement of the
morning.
day when we all walked in the door. They're like, what happened? Did they not approve your budget?
That's
funny.
We're pretty good at it.
Yep.
Hi, Jackie.
I don't know.
From a little
Same
from
one.
nowhere. Yes. I figured you got
Good,
one
how are
too.
you?
I can say love.
Robbie, how's it going?
Doing good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, see that?
This is a separate one than the last one you got?
Yeah. Fresh, this came in today.
So for what it's worth, because we get these often, but Captain Bill
Yeah.
up there is looking into it again.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
There you are. Another one out?
Yeah.
For you to sign.
What? Oh, no,
Oh, you,
don't worry about it. No, don't mind.
You don't have permission to speak anyway.
You haven't been.
You're gonna have me speak when I start doing this. You want me to remain quiet? I couldn't.
Uh-huh.
You have the right to remain silent.
All right.
You guys want to do the code contract first?
Okay. Do that
So this
first.
is my oversight. I said I would get this back and I never did. So we did 3 copies just for you guys to have one downstairs, us to have one, and then
Yeah.
Truman Lake Towing to have one. So there's 3 to sign. On the back of that original RFP, we just never did. Let's look into this. I guess in the past we just put the signatures on the bottom of that, and we didn't do that this time. So we redid a whole
Whole new deal.
new contract. That's my fault for not getting letters.
Ah, do we need to? Well, we've already done it. Voted. We've already voted. We've already done it.
yeah.
Here, you got to sign it. Is this one of these originals?
All 3.
All 3 originals.
I would just sign all 3.
Sign all 3.
We'll keep one for Kelly. I'll take
Yeah.
one, then we'll send one to Gary.
Sounds like a plan.
Guess all 3 on Sunday were rooting for the Browns, right?
Who'd they play again?
Oh, good. Are they even in it?
No, I was rooting for the Steelers, to be honest.
Well, so much for that.
Miles Garrett.
You're right, Mike. You really need Mike. Oh, crap.
As Jackie just said, he has the right to remain silent. He doesn't have to do it.
Got that problem from time to time.
Mark hadn't signed
Well,
it.
I was amazed that your
Mark
Ravens
back
was
up.
able to. Yes.
No, we had to beat Steelers in the playoffs. I'll let you guys know what that's like on a weekend. You guys can watch.
We can't keep you.
That's okay. We deserve that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all three of them? Yep. Okay.
So many years of
Now is this
winning.
Snowpack is done now?
We
Is it
kind of
done
deserve
now?
it, you
Is it
know?
official?
I'll definitely take your mind.
Taking your licks.
Yeah, I have.
I'll send these over to Gary too, and then I'll bring up.
Honestly, I didn't have that much faith in your Huntley.
Well, they did something, now that we have Huntley, for one thing, they never just,
Run the ball.
and that's give King Henry the ball and let him win games.
216 yards.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns, I mean, maybe if we did that every
What
game.
was it? 36
Think
tries.
it helped?
Or you can put Huntley on, or not Huntley, but Henry on the bench for the last 14 minutes of the game and then move him,
Yeah.
because that makes sense.
Building anticipation.
Okay.
Definitely doing that.
Michigan, Texas coming up.
Think
too.
I got-
You guys want to hurry on, so.
I thought you didn't
Look at game.
email it. I thought you
I look
did.
on this, I bring hard copies.
Well, I was getting in it.
Want one, let me know.
What's that? Oh. I got one.
Sure.
Be the November monthly report, isn't it?
Everybody have a good Christmas?
Thank you for letting me know that.
It was nice to. It was busy.
Not on the sheet.
It was nice.
Well, anytimes 78 degrees on Christmas.
Yeah.
Feel like we're in Florida.
Yeah, I guess there's some people around here that went down to Florida and it was warmer here than what it was down there. Yeah.
It's here now.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a 0, huh?
Okay.
I like
Almost forget something.
All right, so a little behind on our November report. We got carried away with our budget season, you know. So we have this, and then next, or well, Thursday's the end of the year. So our plan is to do our end of the month Friday, and then we'll also add like an end of the year update on that, and we'll come back up the following week and present that and get back on the right track. So, lots of good stuff happening, and I always like to share that. So, a little overview. Everything's kind of pretty standard for the way we've been going, but over 1,200 calls for service, over 15,000 for the year. We did change that to January through November. 115 offense reports for the entire county, 44 arrests made, 379 traffic stops, and over 3,000 visitors. Thank you for pointing that out. Obviously, it's tax season, but the courthouse is closed for the holidays, so the numbers went down a little bit. From our guys downstairs, it picked up drastically this week. So
Yeah.
we had a lot of visitors. Our ADP around 92, inmate population for the detention center, and about 87 bookings. We'll start off over here with Captain Bill.
As I said, the numbers are still running pretty regular. Arrests are definitely doing well. A lot of reports taken. The Midwest Career Criminal and Drug Task Force, they were in the county. We did a saturation operation here in November. Went really well. Several members here, lots of traffic stops. Working on some of the drug intel that we had, just trying to make sure that we're showing our presence. Also, part of that task force, we also go to other counties. We
guys up to Cedar, and did some search warrants up there. We assisted with those, K9 and me. It was nice to get that working together and making an impact in the whole area. It was business. We had the Christmas parade in Clinton, Montrose, and Windsor. Turkey shoot in Deepwater. The Clinton Cougar 4-H Club came and did a tour. Sheriff, I think, led that. Jackie, throw on that there. So that's always fun having everybody here, the kids, to be able to come and see how things are going. If you look at contracted areas versus the rural, it's running pretty standard. We have 467 contacts inside the contract areas, 16 arrests, 136 stops, 16 citations, and 53 of the reports. On the outside, the rural area, 820 contacts, 28 arrests, 243 stops, 14 citations, and 62 reports. You can kind of see the breakdowns of the municipalities' contracted area. Vehicle-wise, we did get the vehicle, one of the vehicles bought. It's going to go to the investigations unit, and then that truck came out onto patrol, so appreciate that. Looks like I think we got another one that we've purchased for transport that's going to come in here before long, so that'll take care of that transport vehicle. It is.
Good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. On all operation side, things are running good, so we're busy. We're still very, very proactive. Usually, November, December is kind of cold, but stay warm, so everybody's still out and honoring. So, I was gonna say on the overview, that's more your road patrol area there, investigations. Any position of that, so we'll give you the run through on that.
So on the criminal investigation side, obviously with all the months and the reports that are obtained, our office obviously has continued with the steady pace of doing those follow-ups. In regards to majority of what we have received is that fraud portion of it. Now I'll give huge kudos on to Detective Stutzman in regards to that fraud. He took a deep dive into some Bitcoin stuff that is well over my head and the other gentlemen inside our investigative unit. Now, out of 2 reports and 3, so he has done a Bitcoin trace where he has coincided with MOCIC. With that, they took more of a deeper dive than what we can in regards to how everything is tracked, where the money is went, to what accounts, and to where. In regards to one report, we do have one suspect we completed a probable cause statement on where a warrant was issued for that individual, and I believe he is in like the Chicago area. As far as we are aware, that warrant is still active. No attempts have been made or attempted that we are aware of to possibly arrest that individual in reference to that fraud case. We recently took a fraud case where over $250,000 was stolen out of a cryptocurrency account in regards to a gentleman. Now, he took a huge deep dive into this where we located a suspect. Not only did we locate him, we obtained his photograph, we obtained his driver's license out of Turkey. That individual not only took that money, but what we have traced is that he obtained $1.9 million cryptocurrency from all the accounts that he has had. And now he only has so much money into this because he converted it to whatever currency that he needed to convert it to. So we are taking a little bit more deep dive into that. There was an Apple ID that was associated to that account, so the subpoena was also issued for that to see, hey, if they are in the state. But we will contact the federal agencies to see if that meets their standards of, hey, let's see if you can help us with this since they are out of country. Also, in regards to another fraud case, he has identified another individual that is in Indonesia. So everything's run out of country. And I think that's the common trend that we're seeing, obviously, with all the scam calls. Those are generated majority of out of the country. The Indonesian one's a little bit harder to track down. We do have an IP address, but that IP address is attached to a internet cafe shop. So to track that down, we did obtain also an Apple ID out of that, where a subpoena will be issued to see if we can obtain any further information off that Apple ID, and hopefully get some suspects in regards to that. But pretty much between all those cases and all the fraud cases, our office is working diligently to conduct all those follow-ups and help the patrol guys out on anything that's possible through there. We're running on calls with them when they do need help. Currently, we are working on a case with them in regards to a horse that was stolen. So as of this morning, we did locate the individual who he possibly has a question that has possession of that horse, so we'll conduct that follow-up hopefully later today.
Also, Detective Baker's working really with the access compliance checks. He's still doing a lot of those. We're actually getting people giving us information on people from other counties on stuff. So he's working with other counties on trying to make sure with those compliance checks that they're in compliance on making sure their social media is where they're living in their vehicles and everything is registered. So he's got, I think, 2 different cases working with 2 different counties on people that they have over there that we received information on and started helping them on out. So that's still going very well.
Good.
We've done a lot of compliance checks lately. So.
Perfect. Yes.
Well, our average for the month of November was 92. We have 77 inmates as of the December 1st. So we had a decline in our numbers, which kind of relieved for a while. It's to be expected at that time of year because it's just seasonal. They all stay indoors because it's cold and other things. DMH is still approximately 6% of our jail population in the month of November. That's down from 8% in October. We did have one long-term DMH hold was transferred after 313 days waiting a bed. The DMH, that's a statewide issue. It's not unique to here. Every jail in the state is struggling with this. And as our Sheriff's Association and the jail administrators, part of that, are struggling on how to deal with that too. Court-ordered inmates awaiting their evaluations is still at 4% of our population. So they will wind up being on that list of people waiting for beds. This is as of December 1st. Those numbers have changed substantially in the last 30 days. We're still assisting our regional partners by housing inmates for Platte County and St. Clair County. And I always call them up and tell them that we have additional space. We have snafu this month. We'll cover in the next month's report. That they kind of dented that a little bit, but we bounced back from that really quickly. In fact, I'm rather proud staff on that. We keep going with facility maintenance. There's always something. We had the heat go down, and mind you, this is a report about November, so I have to watch myself. But yeah, these things can cause problems. And poor Chris is like Stretch Armstrong, and it's been a long time since I saw what was on the inside of Stretch Armstrong. But we're gonna pull on him too hard. We're gonna find out. We still are balancing our academy against all of our jail work, and still sending staff to training. I think I had 2 staff members complete 32 hours of training in jail management and legal instruction this month of November. So we're just trucking along, making the wheels go round. I will say the 4-H tour was absolutely fabulous.
Do you remember what the kid asked us?
Oh my God, what he asked? How many questions did he ask? I'm telling you, those kids asked better questions than adults asked. One of them, I was ready to hand the job out by the time he left. So how old are you now? I'm 10. Call me in 8 years. You've got a job, young man. Now, what's the starting wage? I mean, I swear he didn't ask about the benefits package, but I would have been shocked.
Classifications. How do you guys classify inmates when you book them in, and how do you segregate them?
Wow.
An 8 or 10-year-old.
Whoa. I'll answer it. This is awesome.
I wouldn't have thought about asking that.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you go into law enforcement.
Yep. Mm.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, what the other way. Where are you gonna put?
So some of our specialty enforcements, of course, our grant is, our hazardous moving violation grant is continuing through this year. The new grant cycle is going to open January 5th, 2026, which would then, if that, we'll get that submitted, as soon as possible, and then, that would get us through 2026 through 2027. So they're out that far out. We've also, received some grants through the Southwest region, which is the area that Henry County is placed in. We're one of the northernmost points of the Southwest region when it comes to highway safety, hazardous moving violations and such. We did a mini grant with them where we were awarded 2 radar units. This new grant for this year that gets us through the end of 25 and 26, they also awarded us two radar units out of it, along with $30,000 of overtime funds. So you can see for the month of November where we were at, we had a total of 70 traffic stops. There was a total of 72 warnings, the majority of which were for speed, but there's also a lot of other hazardous moving violations that we look for there and try to stay in our high traffic areas, but high collision areas, which is what we're trying to do right now, specifically to reduce the number of motor vehicle accidents, fatalities, stuff across the state on our highways, because our numbers were up over 1,000 there, ran consecutively for a couple of years, and really probably due to COVID. They just folks got out there and got used to not having a lot of traffic on the roads, not a lot of enforcement during the time. So I think we're seeing those numbers come back down, but our guys have been great. They work 55 hours just in the month of November alone. We've got some steady guys that are out there at least once a week, and sometimes multiple days of the week, multiple evenings of the week, holiday weekends, just out there, just being seen, making those car stops, reminding folks to slow down. So we only issued 1 citation for the month. This specific to the traffic enforcement. What was interesting is the 1 arrest that we had was actually an ICE warrant that we on somebody that we had stopped. So we just anytime that we have contact with the motoring public, we always have the opportunity to it's more than just looking past the violation. Sometimes we get alcohol related, drug related arrest or warrant arrest, and you just don't know who's in the car whenever you walk up there, particularly if there's multiple folks that are in the car. So definitely looking forward to reapplying for the grant and other grants that are out there to help us with this area of enforcement, and continue with that program too. You will see on the page behind that, this here is a new report that's coming out about just how much training that we have got going on at the sheriff's office as a whole. So the November summary there gives you an area of, or kind of gives you the brief summary there of what we're looking to do. Sheriff Brown, whenever he took over, training was a main focus. Get our folks, continue with training, but advance our folks, get them trainings that they need, making better law enforcement officers more confident in doing their jobs, because that pays off in the long run with dealing with the public, being able to handle these bigger cases like Lieutenant Kublis was talking about, particularly as we're seeing that they're reaching outside the our country in international areas. So being able to at least track those and work on some of those. So you'll see in-house trainings. Some of the areas that were covered, we had 61 hours just in November alone. Those were crime scene investigations, death investigations, interrogation techniques, report writing, physical training. Majority of those hours were with our academy that we're doing through the Missouri Sheriff's Association. They also had some specialized training in standard field sobriety testing. So that's where we had those. We had 40 hours of, we did a instructor development school. So in order to be an instructor in the state of Missouri, you can't just, decide you want to be an instructor one day. You actually have to go through the 40-hour course there. You have to be a generalist. You have to have so many years of prior experience. And have to apply once you go through the instructor development school. Then you apply with the Department of Public Safety in order to be granted a generalist license. Then you're allowed to instruct across the state of Missouri. This is the first one of these classes that we've held. We were able to graduate 5 different instructors that will be able to instruct statewide. 2 of those instructors were within our own house. So they'll be able to assist with training in 2026 and also with the academy as well. We had 1 attend from St. Clair County, 1 attended from Clay Como PD, and 1 from Warrensburg PD came up and did those trainings. So looking forward to those folks because it's able to pay cross training because we've already had some talk about. We have some trainings that are post-certified, taking those to those other departments, but then they've got trainings that they've talked about bringing to us. So stuff to look forward for 2026. I can tell you right now, for 2026, I think we've already got at least 2 trainings scheduled every month right now through May. So we're already got about the schedule about halfway filled. January, February, we've got folks that will be going back through their taser recertifications. We'll recertify everybody on tasers once a year. We'll be doing that. If you happen to drive by over the weekend, particularly on Sunday, you notice we had cones across the driveway. Wasn't allowing folks in our Sally Port. Our academy students got to experience OC spray for I don't want to say the first time because the majority of them had already done that, but we put them through a course where it's it's not just you get sprayed and feel the effects. You actually have to take somebody in custody, handcuff them, and locate particular items, call for backup and everything before you decontaminate, because it's kind of a real life scenario or real life procedure. So really happy with the way that our training is going and how it's going to continue to progress in 2026 and beyond that. So I know that we're looking to send some of our investigation folks and some of our patrol guys off to some very specialized trainings. Some trainings that we've kind of researched and got recommendations from other folks that have been there and said, hey, this is top-notch training. You need to send your folks there. And excited about the dividends that's going to play for us in-house, but also as we're investigating different crimes and stuff across the county, how that's going to pay dividends to the community as well. So.
We'll cover some more of that next month as well. We're really excited about this next year. This year, and I know we catch a lot of heat. Everybody does. All 3 of you guys do too. It never ends. But this year was a rebuilding year. Our culture, it takes a lot to rebuild the culture of an agency, and we've done that, and we're moving forward real optimistically. And a big part of that was our professional development, but to grow our staff. So where Henry County is not just a stepping ground, put in 2 years here, get what you can, and move on. People are looking forward to staying here. This isn't just a stepping stone anymore. This is home. And Rob has played a huge part in that, on being a training coordinator on doing that. So having our academy here, a lot of our academy recruits are now looking forward to staying here and growing. And our professional training that Lieutenant Kublis and his staff are going to go to a really nice top-of-the-notch training. But for the same things that he just talked about, it gives them the knowledge and skill and courage to go in and be like, I know what I'm doing. I can take this a step further, and they are. I mean, we're knocking on doors. We're going to be kicking in doors soon. We're turning it up a notch this next year. But it all comes in time within the training and being being ready to go, and we've gotten some pepper ball guns, thanks to Jackie and the staff. So that's something that we have not had before, which is huge. We had an incident in Windsor. We had to call Pettis County to bring over. Thank goodness they did. Pettis County has them, and they were right on it. So a lot of those less lethal options we've moved into this year. Towards the end of this year, we were able to purchase some, and then next year we're trying to get additional. So we'll be well versed before we start kicking doors. We just don't want to kick in and wing it. We're not about that. So really good stuff coming. But professional development, boy, sometimes it's just it's the unspoken section of any organization. It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for that. We can't say that. No, we don't say that just to say it.
You guys are the ones making it happen. So
You guys are letting it happen. Cool. Anything else or any questions or anything? We've got a lot of moving parts, but we enjoy sharing this. A lot of the time people see Henry County, it's just like, what do you guys do? That's a good question. We don't know.
right.
And we don't mind sharing that. We overly share. We think the citizens ought to expect that. You ought to know what your elected officials or appointing officials are up to, and the staff thereof. So. Cool.
We did have a gentleman come in and put on our radar for your all's radar UTV ATV operation in Uric.
Okay.
I guess he had one shootout in front of him. It was Frank Charles.
Okay.
And, says he's been in contact for over a year, wasn't it?
Is this juveniles on the ATVs?
I think so.
Yeah.
We've given tickets, and we have given tickets to the parents actually. So we have gone above and beyond to make sure we correct that.
Okay.
And we've talked to the parents, which is why we end up writing tickets. So
Yeah.
we have 100%, and that was a little over a year ago.
Okay.
So yeah, whenever he calls in, we continuously go back out and do it again.
Sounds good. Well, I just wanted to relay it to you. I don't know what I did with my note, but yeah, he was passionate about it. That's a good word for it.
And I understand it, and like we've told him and others, and he has. I mean, they call, which is what we just call us, and he does. But the next phase is us taking a report and writing tickets, and we've done that too. So what we've told him is that's all we can do.
Right.
That's what the system's built for. We take a report, we write tickets, and then you go through the system. So we've told them in the city to work with your attorney, your city attorney, and make sure that we're not just don't do it again. Take it seriously on all accounts of the system, and make it to where you don't want to do that again. So we do have that issue. Windsor was a big one too.
Yeah.
We've corrected that too. And a lot of that is our staff knowing some cities have city stickers and some, hey, we don't care, let them do that. So we've gotten all of our staff like, this city's fine, this one's not, this one has stickers, and we've gotten that corrected.
Right.
So.
I think it's just it sounded like it's a continuing.
Couple of kids.
Yeah, a couple of kids, same kids. Sounded like one shot up from the ditch, kind of out in front of him, and he almost ran him over. So, like I said, passionate.
Sure.
About it.
Yep. We'll put the word out to our staff again, and like we told Mr. Charles, just call us, sign a complaint, and when you sign a complaint, we'll go right over there and issue him a ticket, no questions asked. That's what the complaint form is for, and he has to go to court and testify. So that's what we tell him to do.
Okay.
You can call us, and we can extra patrol and try to catch them ourselves. If we see them 100%, we'll give them a ticket. There's no questions asked either. Without us physically seeing them, it requires a complaint.
Gotcha.
So we always tell people, sign a complaint and we'll come over.
Yeah, we didn't know what between the city of Uric, their rules and everything. So, and what you all had already done. So we.
Yep. Nope. Most of them are all the same too. They can either go to City Hall too, and they have complaint forms there, and they can actually fill out the complaint form, and they give them right over to Captain here.
Okay.
And then we process it like civil process, and then when the deputies are in town, we'll go by and issue a citation.
Okay.
Or they can call us and we'll come out immediately and we'll take a report. Either way, we like the convenience. So whatever you feel like doing that day, you do it, and we'll follow up with it.
Okay. Sounds good.
And when we're here in the courthouse, this question came up here a while back, is when I came in. We only got one door going in and out. Well, the big thing, he says, no, you're supposed to have all the doors where you can get out if you have to, emergencies. And I know we got a button, but does that satisfy all the regulations we have to deal with? Do you know?
It does, yes.
It does?
Yeah, because all doors are accessible to exit in a case of emergency. You just hit the button and exit.
Does that button need to be
It's already does.
listed? Huh?
It's already activated. All exits are that way. So you can't come in the building, but anybody can hit the button and exit.
Get out. Yeah. The big thing is, does it need to be different? Because the way I understood, it had to be a push.
Had to be a panic bar.
Yeah, panic bar deal.
There's
And that's what they say.
guidelines. And that button may actually suffice for it. But I know pretty much every place you have to have panic bars on them because they're more concerned if you get, say, all of us trying to get out that door at once, trying to get to that button is going to be tough.
You're gonna
Where we
panic, not push the button and crush 5 people.
Right.
Yeah.
So to put the panic bars.
It's a good question, but I am pretty certain that if the fire alarm goes off,
It releases it. That's the way I
releases
understand it. The fire alarm is
all
what
Okay,
opens all
okay,
the doors.
yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure, because we did have a fire alarm that went off here, and it is an issue.
Yeah.
We told our deputy to stay by the stairs, because at that point, anybody can come to the courtroom or courthouse. So we just asked our staff to stop them or tell them to circle back to our security checkpoint until the fire alarm went off. So
Yeah.
it unlocks all of the doors.
Well, that's what I said, but according to what they say, no, it's not what it's supposed to have, but I said, I don't know.
Yeah, so
So
my
then we'd
understanding
have
on
to-
that, as
yeah.
long as there is an emergency and there's a way to deactivate the doors.
Oh, in
so if
case
there
of
is an
fire or-
emergency,
Okay.
we would activate that and it would unlock all the doors, and you can go in and out of any of them.
Do the guys downstairs, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Do the guys downstairs, like, say I'm up to no good and I come through and I'm not carrying anything or anything, but I walk around the corner where your guys can't see and I push a button and let Jake in with a gun. Is there any way that your guys know that those doors have been accessed from where they're sitting?
The answer is no. So we have talked about this when we first implemented this,
Mhm.
and we've talked about putting a monitor right there by the station. So by the water fountain, there's a monitor there, which actually has the cameras. Our staff can't see that. So we've talked about just simply moving that TV over to our staff, and they can monitor that TV. And then we talked about having a monitor on the second and third floor. So when our bailiffs are in court, and they routinely they can sit there and they can monitor. So you have 3 staff members monitoring the cameras. And the goal of that would be, well, there's many goals, but one of them would be in the future to have an AI on that. So if it even detects a gun on the exterior of the building, it would alert our staff and us. And that system's already built out there. And then secondly, they can monitor the doors, especially the first floor guy. He can monitor all the exits. So it has happened, not with a gun, it has happened where a individual has let somebody in the courthouse unauthorized, and they don't know that, they don't see that because they can't.
Okay.
So our fix to that was possibly getting that monitor there, and then he can monitor the entryways. And the second, third floor bailiff can monitor too.
Right.
That'd be good.
We've talked to Chuck about that. The first floor is pretty simple because you just literally move the monitor over. Chuck is ready to do many of those things. The second and third floor, can't quote me on this, but I believe it would require a separate box that we have right here.
Okay.
We would want the second and third floor, and maybe the first, to actually be able to move the camera. So specifically the outdoor cameras, yeah. So if you see somebody to move and watch that individual, we have ear mics now that we implemented. So the goal is all 3 of our staff can talk on the radio and say, hey, and they can communicate without disrupting the courtroom, and nobody can hear it either. So we have implemented some stuff. We talked to the judge and we talked to Chuck about the monitors, and I think it was just kind of a funding for the 3 computers. It's about $900, I think. For a computer. So it'd be just a computer and monitor.
Okay.
I don't know if that's it's the best we can come up with.
No, I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
think it's probably something that we should consider though. Just more you can, I mean, if we're gonna have security,
100%.
then the more you can tighten it down. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, you don't want people coming in.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him again. Chuck was ready to move. I think at that point it was just a funding thing, like how do we do this honestly? Judge is absolutely fine with anything along those terms. So we may just set that up and have him come in here and kind of explain it to us. And
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever's best.
Okay.
any other, those are good topics.
No, don't have anything.
So I think those are the only two things we had.
That's the only two that I know about.
Cool.
All right.
We may be up there Tuesday anyway, the 6th. Is that the day that, I don't know if we need to be up here, that the budget goes into effect or? I don't remember what she told me.
That's when we vote on it. Be done.
Yeah.
It'll be done.
Is that like
It'll
a
be done later.
process?
We'll have to make some changes and stuff.
And I guess the question, we can come up on the 6th, or we can come up that Thursday. We don't want to compliment anything or make your days really long. We can have our end of month discussion then, and we can have Chuck come in here too and discuss the security.
Well, it shouldn't take too long on the budget. Now,
No.
it's late, but we do need a couple things to change.
Sure, yeah.
But anyway, it shouldn't take very long. We can push it in.
We'll just plan on Tuesday. I'll see Chuck's brief.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to the judge too, just in case he has some other ideas.
Yeah,
up his sleeve,
okay.
just to make sure we get all covered.
Okay.
And go from there.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All good.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Good seeing you.
You too.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Jackie, be careful.
Hey,
It was
Lenny.
great to see you.
I don't have to be careful, I gotta
I
I
had a
see
little
that.
video riding the
Don't
scooter
leave home
down
without
the
it,
other day.
right? I know. She
Her
She
Jackson
loves
was
it. I
having
bet
a
you
time.
would. Yeah.
Laugh.
They
have a good-
Yeah, she enjoys that.
Yeah, she's like Jackson when it comes to riding. It's like a little peanut on it.
Oh, I know. It's insane.
Yeah.
Did all your guys get all the cards?
Yes,
That-
they appreciate that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Especially those night shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
tell
those
you what,
ones I was
seems like
worried
that
about.
People there at the sheriff's office going, leased up on old car.
Glad that many people.
Yeah.
That was good.
Let's turn out the jail, never run for that.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting that on.
All right. See y'all later.
Thank you, guys. See you later. See,
I'm gonna see if Lucretia's over there. Just ask her.
I think on the 6th, we've also got Darren Huey coming.
When?
The 6th of January. I don't know what time. Again. Do you know if we've got anything scheduled for Thursday?
About that.
Not that's on the agenda yet.
I'm just discharged.
Okay.
It's all for a ride.
Not that I know.
Nothing. He's over there. I'm gonna use the restroom. Real quick. Oh,
I'm hard to drive. It's-
I bet it is.
Drive standing up and fine.
Long labor.
Now, the firewall's a little closer than you think. Have a good New Year, everybody.
Be careful, Bruce.
Happy New Year.
Well, I guess I was wrong. I thought Jim was on his way in. Oh. Ashley, that's her name.
Well, so it's for that. No, the Christian's in court. Should be done in about an hour. We had 3 cases. Said she'd be done. I talked to him and said, well, it's got to go to her first. She said, I may get it. I said, well,
Well, what do you think? Just wait for Lucretia's.
I'm afraid getting her to have it typed road, and it should be a simple deal. But I don't know.
Let me see if
Well,
Wes has got time.
Think he's in?
Pardon?
Think he's in?
I don't think there's too much going. Oh, I had him in my contacts.
It's hard to tell.
Huh? Shit. Yeah, Brooke, this is Jim Stone, Henry County Commissioner. Hey, would Wes go, is he in today? Okay, all right. Hey, Wes, this is Jim Stone, North Henry County Courthouse. Hey, I'm good. Hey, we've got a deal. Davis Township, they're wanting to give us their road motor grader, and it's a 2018. It's a real nice grader. Anyway, they're wanting to give it to us, and for 4 years, blade their roads, $200 a year, and then that's it. Then after that, it'd be $130 an hour. If they go over the $200, then go ahead and charge them, and they'll pay for it. But they're wanting to get rid of their road grader and blade and everything, and give it to us, and let us take it over. But anyway, the township, or they signed a piece of paper here, and I thought, well, I'll let you take a look at it. And I said, before we do anything, and all three of us are for it, it'd be a good deal. But we want to make sure legality, we had a contract drawn out. Okay. I'll send her over. Okay. I think. Okay. Okay. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. Yes. I understand that. It's awful close. All right. Thank you, Wes. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Email her over. We'll take care. All right. Just kind of take a long thing to get it. Shoot. I hope I got everything else. Yep. WW Cover. I'm going to send it here. Yeah. Wait a minute. Here's his email.
Amy, you got things going on downstairs?
Always.
Hmm.
It's
And-
the end of the year.
We don't have anything else we're
No, I don't
gonna
think
cuss and discuss.
you entertain a motion
I'll make a motion
I'll second it.
to adjourn.
to adjourn. Sorry. Yes.
Motion made second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. We're adjourned.
Okay.
Sometimes we forget about things like that.